This video is for the general maintenance of all Grand Vision gaming machines. This model of machine is the GVD D21S. Your machine may be different and different software. The first thing we want to look at before any maintenance is done is to access the admin screen. Turn the top key switch. We want to pull up the event log. This log documents all events occurring in the machine. Open doors, power cycles, any part failure or switch failure. You want to look at each error reporting to see if there are duplicates. You can go back further. If you see a duplicate, for example, logic door 907, 09, 08, 07, 06, this is happening every second. That would indicate a switch failure. This will tell you if you need to replace which switch or adjustment. Will also, if you have a printer offline failure, printer paper low, it tells you what component you need to service or replace. In this section, we're going to blow out the heat sinks on the Logic Cube. First, insert the key, turn the key, open the main door. I'm going to turn the main power switch off. Open the logic door, turn the key. We have to remove both video cables, DVI and VGA, and the logic switch plug. Pull out the Logic Cube. With the Logic Cube removed from the machine on a workbench using a Phillips screwdriver, remove the top screw. The lid will slide up and out. Set this aside. Be careful of the fan wire. Inspect. You have two heat sinks. The main with the CPU fan and the video. Using a canned air, you're blowing out both heat sinks. If you still have dirt buildup on the heat sink, remove 4 screws, remove fan, and blow that heat sink out. Reattach fan, 4 screws. Before you put the cover back on, you're going to tuck the fan wire off to the side. Reinsert, align with the hole, and screw the screw back in. And reinsert into the machine. Slide it all the way in. Before you go all the way back, make sure it's in correctly. Push it in nice and tight. Attach your logic switch. Run your 2 video cables through the clip. Attach your VGA and tighten. Attach your DVI cable. Tighten. Turn main power on. In this video, we're going to inspect the DC power supply cooling fan. Flip up the lower screen, the DC power supply will have a cooling fan right on the front. You want to make sure the fan is spinning and airflow is present. To clean the fan, turn the main power off using compressed air. Blow it out. Blow all the dirt out, make sure it's clean. Each cabinet will have an upper cooling fan on the sides, left and right. Make sure, inspect those fans, blow them out, replace if necessary. This video will show you how to check DC voltages. With the main door open, flip the lower screen up. It will secure to the bracket, giving you access to the backplane. Notice on the backplane the LED indicators showing you all the voltages present. 24 volts is used for the printer, and your 3.3, 5, and 12 volts DC. Using a digital multimeter, this is a Fluke, set the settings to DC. We're going to check the voltages off P1 connector to the backplane. Using ground as your black lead to a black wire. Your red lead, we're going to test the 5 volts on the top red wire. .07 volts DC. The recommended range is 4.90 to 5.10 volts DC. Next, to the orange wire, leaving your black lead plugged in. .3 volts, registers 3.35. The recommended range, 3 volts to 3.4 volts DC. Leaving your black lead in black, we're checking the 12 volts yellow wire on the bottom. 12.20. Recommended range 11.50 to 12.50. The last voltage we are checking is the 24 volt P6 black lead to black wire, red to orange, 24.11. Recommended range is 23 volts to 25 volts. This video explains how to check the adjustments on all switches. Earlier in the Inspect Event Log video, we were shown how to identify any faulty switch. In the machine we have a main door, service lamp, logic switch, cash box door switch, and a stacker switch in the back. Physically inspect each switch to make sure they are intact and the brackets are secured in the machine. Any damage to a switch, replace. To test the switch, turn the key switch into the admin, input output test. Normally the switches are closed. When you shut the logic door, it will light up green. That switch is working properly. Insert the cache box. Stacker input green. Bill acceptor will cycle. Cache door correctly working. Closing the main door shows that that switch is working properly.